Hello, yes, and welcome to the second part of my Aftershock vlog. And let's see, we'll start with where I left off, beginning of Era 3. Hang on a minute. Yes, so Aftershock 7, Teamwork, is my only other group fic, which I'm writing with Sam the Innocent Angel, another friend from DeviantArt. Currently unfinished, but it has 11 chapters, and just keeps going and going and going. I don't know where it's going, but in the process, Aisha and Adric meet a younger version of 10, and Sammy's two OCs, Sammy his companion, and K10, who I do think is basically the cutest robot cat K unit ever. And I thank Sammy for letting me use K10 in 2 of my pictures, which were adorable. And, well, yes, in the process of it, I've managed to invent a cult. Don't ask me how that happened, because I don't know. And after that, we have Aftershock 11, which is Night Flight. Again, another song fic, which I wrote after seeing the images in my head to Nightwish's version of Walking in the Air, which basically is quite a cool song, I think. Yeah, it's not exactly one of my best Aftershocks, because I wrote it in a bit of a hurry, but I like it. And then we have Aftershock 5, The Wager, which is the third of my game stories. In case you don't know what that means, I wrote a story pre-Aftershock called Adric's Game, where Adric was still alive and kind of got his revenge on Tegan and Nissa for sometimes ganging up on him. A bit messily, I won't say any more, please just go read it because it's brilliant. And The Wager sees Aisha and Adric's relationship move to a whole new level. Not just love, because they became girlfriend and boyfriend chapter 5 of Aftershock 3, but Aftershock 5 it moves into a bit of a, well, you know what I mean, don't you? They start having yes, right, so after that we have Pridonian Genocide, which was my attempt to try and write something classic Who style. I think I only half succeeded, but it introduced another character to the fort, Nida Pian, and if you rearrange the letters in his name, you get Pridonian because he was Pridonian. Basically, the premise of that story is that someone's killing and kidnapping Pridonians, and they want to know who's doing it, so they send for the doctor and get Aisha and Adric instead. Hilarity ensues, yes. And then we have Aftershock 9, Return of the Game, which is basically where Aisha has her revenge for Aftershock 5, which is very funny, and they even get Nida involved. Yes. And then, 9 is the second of my game stories. And then Aftershock 13, which is the third of my game stories, and my first mature story. I won't tell you the title, because basically, there could be minors listening to this, so yes, do keep in mind that if you go look for it on either my DA or my WhoFic account, that you will have to be 18 plus to read it, even though there's no intercourse at the end, because basically at this point I wasn't ready to write it. And then that leads straight on to the beginning of Aftershock 12, which is the beginning of the 4th era. Even though the first bit takes part in Era 3, don't ask me. Anyway, Aftershock 12, Doing Domestic, which is when Aisha has a child. I won't tell you who this child is, but basically if you already read Aftershock 16, it's already kind of been ruined, because I posted it up on DA and then realised it was a bit too much of a spoiler. I tried to change it, but DA wouldn't let me change it. Thanks a hell of a lot. Yes, so Aftershock 12 sees the birth of a classic Who character, Aisha with her for the first 18 months. Diego's been given to some friends to look after. Don't know who these friends are. They're probably younger 10, Sammy and K10, because Diego does love K10 a heck of a lot. And also Aftershock 10 sees the entry of another companion, although she doesn't join them at this point, and only Adric only ever meets her, and no one else knows who she is. Not even I know who she is at the moment. And also the leaving of Nida, because he does something quite unforgivable. He always was a bit sadistic, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame because he came from my mind. And then we have Aftershock 15, If Only I Could Turn Back Time, which is inspired by the Aqua song of the same name. You know, if only I could turn... No, I'm not going to sing, because it'd just be stupid and I can't sing. Well, I can sing a bit, but people don't like it. And basically, I planned a beginning and an end, but I didn't plan anything in the middle, so that's kind of on hold at the moment. On hold until I actually figure out what the hell I'm doing with it. And then last but not least, we have Aftershock 17, which is a really mature story, the fourth of my game stories. Those of you with eagle eyes will notice that from Aftershock 5, every 4 stories has been a game story. Yes, and basically, Aftershock 17 is called Baking. I won't say any more, but it was inspired by a few role plays, a few adult fanfics on Whofic, and a golden delicious apple. So yes, there we go. Right, and basically that's the end. That's the end of the Aftershock. There is also a sort of spin-off of it, my Aftershock alternate universe, which doesn't as of yet have a name because I've only ever written a prelude, and kind of starts in all that beep, someone's just locked on. Kind of starts in the pre-Aftershock thing, which me and my brother called the alternate series because it's where Aisha kind of joins the Doctor and Martha, and basically in that universe, Last of the Time Lords never happened, and therefore alternate and Aftershock are both alternate universes in their own right, which is stupid, really, isn't it? I mean, an alternate universe and an alternate universe. Anyway, so basically, I had the thought that what would happen to Aisha if the Martha had abducted her while the Cybermen were trying to upgrade her, because at that point she had no memories, blah blah blah. That full story again is on DA. I'm really gonna have to link to that. Yes. And while I've only written a very short thing about that, it's the first story I'm writing, but I don't have a title for it. And yes, thank you for listening. I know it's a bit boring, but hopefully the screens made it a bit more interesting than my last one. And yes, if you ever want to go read them, the links are provided somewhere. Yes, so I'll sign off now. Thank you, and good afternoon, because it's afternoon here. I'll just stop.